The list began after her first attempt. A list of everything brilliant about the world.
Everything worth living for.
Number 1, ice cream.
Number 2, water fights.
Number 3, staying up past your bedtime and being allowed to watch TV.
Number 4, people falling over.
I started the list on November 9th, 1977, 1992,
1989.
1993. I've been picked up late from school and taken to the hospital, which is where my mom was.
And that's how every brilliant thing begins. Duncan Macmillan has created an extraordinary story of one individual growing up in the shadow of their mother's suicidal depression. And Every Brilliant Thing is the first play I'd ever come across where suicide wasn't just a plot point. When I read it, I felt like here's a play that I wish I'd read when I was a kid, that I wish I'd experienced. Here's a play that maybe can give people tools that I did not have when I could see my sister was struggling. And so I called a couple of friends of mine from Chapel Hill. Kathy Hunter-Williams, Jeff Mianza came in, and we did a reading of this play. And we reached out to folks from NAMI and from the Chaz Foundation, the Sarah Michelle Peterson Foundation, Mentally Healthy Norfolk. And one of the people behind that was actually the priest at my church, John Roars. So we reached out to these folks and said, hey, we want to have this community conversation. And we knew after that read that we had something special. In 2022, we produced it on stage at the Wells. The conversation around mental health and suicide was so compelling that we went to our sponsors, Sentara, and said, can we get this show on the road?
And here we had this show and this vision, and we wanted to break the barriers of access to the conversation of mental health.
When we first asked for funding for the tour, we had 20 shows we were hoping we were going to be able to do. And we have since gone on to more than 70 performances, and there's no end in sight to that.
We wanted to make sure that the actors that we had on tour represented our diverse community of Hampton Roads. This tour wouldn't be this successful without our cast of actors. When I was asked to do a little excerpt from a play that was going to close the season, and after I completed it and finished that night, I thought, gosh, I really hope one of these days I get to perform this piece.
I remember my very first show and wondering, are people really going to interact with me like they're supposed to? And they did. And it was a lot of fun.
I lost my dad in 2023, January. So every time that I'm able to perform, I get to have a dad. And it's something that I hold on to because I know that I'll never have my actual dad to be present. And so every time I get to do the show, I get to have this experience of having a dad be there and say certain things to me.
There's an element of we're all in this experience together that is true in any live theater, but is just especially true with Every Brilliant Thing.
You're the actor and you're the narrator, and it's all, you just take it and go. But that flips pretty quickly as people filter in and we hand out these cards and we have these conversations.
So this play is different every single performance. The dad or Sam, Mrs. Patterson, what the audience brings to it, and make it an entirely unique experience for that crowd.
It takes a hard topic and leaves you better prepared to have an open and honest conversation.
That was the most important hour I've spent in my 37 years of public service.
This was the best suicide prevention workshop I have been a part of in my 23-year naval career.
The play was a reminder that you have a life worth living and things to live for.
There's a moment in the play after the narrator has met their love interest where they turn to the audience and say,
I have some advice for anyone who has been contemplating suicide.
It's a really simple advice. It's this: don't do it.
Don't do it. Things get better.
They might not always get brilliant, but they get better.
So this is a piece that I would love to say we don't need this play anymore. As long as there is a need, and I think there's a critical need now, we're going to continue looking for partners, looking for places to bring this so that we can make a difference. And it's indescribable if you haven't seen it.